Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you'd like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool. It is not the final rule. And it is a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. Okay. Today we're starting off with the guardian angel Ezekiel. Okay. This is the angel of mercy. And so also the angel of the violet flame. Okay. This angel here represents transmutating energy, represents receiving mercy or forgiveness from source. And so, as I speak of transmutating energy, there could be a situation, collective, that you are enduring at this time that you feel that you need relief from. Something that is overwhelming you, stressing you, maybe having you worried, maybe keeping you up, blocking you from being your happy, normal self, not allowing you to be and live the life that you desire. And people outside of you and around of you, maybe friends, family, maybe your spouse or your children could be also noticing this, okay? But you may be in the energy of going through some kind of situation that you're feeling that you need mercy from. And so the Archangel Ezekiel is here with the violet flame, allowing you and letting you know that you are being assisted, to receive a form of release from this stressful situation. This could be anything that you are dealing with at this time, collective, that you assume or associate with being full of stress or having anxiety, whether this is something financial, whether this is you searching for a job, whether you've been, maybe displaced from your home, maybe you're seeking to relocate, you're not satisfied with the housing you've been finding. Okay, this could also be a relationship. Maybe there's a connection or a relationship that you need to release yourself from. Maybe there's stress at work. This could be in the home front as well, or with family or friends. But whatever is overwhelming you, this Archangel Ezekiel is saying that it is possible for you to transmute that energy and to bring yourself up out of this funk, up out of this sadness, this depression. And Source also wants you to know that whatever you are experiencing or enduring, they want you to shift your perception to see it as a lesson to be learned. And whenever you experience any kind of hardship, they want you to stop internalizing the situation as if you're being punished. And they want you to find a way to find the light in any and all dark situations. Find the light, find the positive, find the lesson to be learned. There's no need for you to inflict stinking thinking, go into the negative mindset of, oh, I'm being punished, or maybe it's not my right time, or this is happening, I'm not loved. No, you're not loved any less because you are experiencing life. Everyone here on planet Earth is experiencing life. No one is perfect. No one has it all figured out, and many assume that it's all about the tangible. It's all about the money. There are people who are wealthy with plenty of money, collective, who are still not happy or have any form of peace in their life. And so Spirit wants you to shift your mindset of whenever you are experiencing any situation that is uncomfortable for you or you feel is unfair. It is a lesson to be learned in that situation. Find a solution to remedy the situation, to bring you some sort of peace or comfort, but do not internalize it as if you are not loved or you are being punished, because they're saying that is not the case. And you know who you are. You are not being punished, okay? Everyone holds value, everyone has purpose, and everyone is loved here on planet Earth, okay? And far as finding your purpose and fulfillment in life, it is up to you at the right time to experience your own awakening. Everyone will not go through an awakening at the same time. Everyone will not be able to maintain or obtain their purpose at the same time. And that's because we all are individually, uniquely, divinely created. It's not just something that is said frequently. It's not just a phrase. It is true. Okay? So there's no need to compare yourself to anyone else's life, to anyone else's situation. Okay, the perfect, the color. It's time to transmute. It's time to transmute. I didn't know these colors were going to coordinate correctly. But either way, it's time to transmute that energy here. You see the violet flame there. Okay? Okay, it's time to transmute that energy. It's time to not focus on, the negative in your life. Woe it's me, the pity party, and time to come up out of that funk. You are inflicting, they're saying, this energy onto yourself. Yes, there may have been something that occurred that made you uncomfortable, that put you in a state of dis-ease, but it does not mean for you to vacation there. You do not have to stay in that frame of mind of what someone has done to you or what has happened to you. Find the lesson learned in that situation. Find a way to heal yourself if you need to be healed. If you need counseling, Spirit is saying do that. Whether it's a life coach, a psychiatrist, whomever, maybe a pastor at your church or some kind of counselor. If you need, that kind of assistance, go ahead and seek the help that is desired so that you can allow the transmutation of this energy to begin. You are forgiven, if you feel maybe regretful about maybe something you have done, okay? So put this reading where it resonates for you, but there is someone dealing with a situation where they feel they want to be released from. They feel it's very painful for them. But you have to also take accountability, collective. This energy here, Ezekiel is about, I said Ezekiel, Ezekiel, excuse me, is about taking accountability and responsibility as well. If you know you have wronged someone, if you know you have inflicted or caused harm, to someone's life, you have to be willing to stand, in your karma as well, okay? So this may be your story or someone around you, but it's also, they're saying accountability. You must accept it. And if you know you've done something wrong, it's just temporary. Nothing is forever. Stand in it, accept it, acknowledge it. You connect with the divine, with source, and ask for forgiveness. But trust and know that this too will pass. But also, there's something here about Spirit is saying there's someone who needs to take accountability. So the angel of mercy is here to remind you that yes, it is possible for you to release this energy and make things better in your life. But they want you to shift your perception. Trust and know, the world evolved that we live in. We are miniature worlds within another bigger world, that has a bigger plan, and we all are here for a bigger, massive purpose that is beyond our inner or understanding. But Source is saying, trust and believe that the things that are occurring has its own purpose and intention. And so they want you to respect that, okay? Take accountability and respect that. It is possible to retransmute this energy, you know. Admit that you are wrong, and you may not be in a situation where you can reach out or connect to the person that you have wronged, and Spirit is saying that that is okay. You can connect with Source, you can connect with the divine, and confess that you surrender, that you choose to be forgiven, you know that you are wrong, accept it, and you want to move forward, because there are some situations where people are not, for your safety and theirs too. Everyone's situation is different. Well, people are not able to connect with those maybe they have disrespected, wronged, or mistreated in any kind of way. There are many reasons. Some people may have a protection order against them. The person you may have wronged may not want to be bothered with you. Okay, so put it where it resonates. Okay, or this also could be someone who just feels that things aren't going in their favor and they are desiring to see change. Okay, I'm picking up lots of energy here. Accountability, someone who's just feeling overwhelmed with stress, and the idea of shifting your perception. Okay, all right. Standing on all 10 and then going within. What is the collective need to know about? Whoa, that's too much. Whoa, okay. Collective need to know. Okay. All right, that's what they need to know. These cards are bigger than my hands. 1 second, collective ladies and gentlemen. These cards are bigger than my hands. But we make it work. We make it work. And so the moment that you choose to take accountability, like the angel of mercy is saying, that is the moment you'll be able, with the explorer of pentacles, to transmute the energy that you may be in, to transmute that depression, that sadness, that frustration of when will it be over. As I said, you could be someone who's just maybe seeking to relocate. Maybe you're looking for better housing. Maybe you're looking for a better career, and you're just not liking what you're finding. The interviews you're coming across, the jobs you're coming across, the pay, maybe the housing, the location, the resources in the area. You're not satisfied. The Spirit is saying that doesn't mean for you to give up, but trust and know the experiences that you are having, maybe such as the housing, you're not satisfied. You're not being satisfied because there's purpose and there's intent behind that, spiritually speaking. So they want you, as I said, to shift your perception in order to receive that transmutation. You could be being denied the housing you are applied for, or not satisfied with what you are seeing, because you're trying to manifest something in particular. And what better way to navigate you towards your hopes, your dreams, and wishes than to allow you to receive rejection? Okay, all right, I just gave you a whole lot there. Free game, free game, free game. What better way, collective, to navigate you towards your hopes and dreams and your aspirations than to allow you to receive or experience rejection? So it's redirection and for your protection. So when you are in search of change or making changes in your life, the no's, the nays, the doors that are closed in your face is to redirect you, is to help you and lead you and propel you towards what you have been trying to manifest, what you've been hoping for, wishing for, praying for. So what better way than to reject you when you are maybe looking at the wrong type of house? Okay, your ancestors like, no, this is not what you're trying to manifest. No, reject that. We're trying to get them to their blessing. Okay, refuse that. Okay, refuse that application. Okay, please, let's just make them uncomfortable in these interviews, because this is not the job that they're trying to manifest. This is not the pay rate that they're trying to accomplish or establish in a career. Let's just make all this stuff, just reject them, and it'll push them down the line and get them to what they've been praying for, hoping for, because everything is already here right now, but they don't know that. Ooh, free game. Free game. That was free 99 for you. Collective. That's why they want you to shift your perception. It's not all bad. So they don't want you to sit around getting all mad. Be grateful. Be thankful in this moment. I'm pretty sure you can think while you're watching this read, or maybe after you watch this read, you can reflect and think of many times in your life where you were rejected, or something, you didn't get approved for something, but something better came along. I don't care whether it's a relationship, a house, a car, a money opportunity, a business opportunity. I'm pretty sure you can think of not one, but several situations where you were denied, and now you are grateful and thankful that you were denied, because you end up getting a better situation, better circumstances, a better career, a better opportunity. Oh yeah, let that marinate. Let that marinate, particularly overnight. Okay. The next card we have here is the Ace of Cups. Okay. The overflow is here. You're already prosperous. Do not be fooled and think and allow yourself to go in that negative space of thought, and doing that negative pity party thing, because things are not happening when you want them to occur. Be mindful of deadlines as well. Spirit wants you to handle your business, because if you don't handle your business, we all know your business will handle you. But be mindful of, just because you hear deadline or particular date for something, that you become full of anxiety and anxious. Uh, this is not to say ignore your business or ignore a deadline when something is due. They want you to be on time, but this is for somebody in particular. In particular, what I'm saying, Get out of the habit of being anxious and full of anxiety when a bill comes through the mail and you have 2 weeks or we're going to snip it off, or you get out of the habit of going into the stinking thinking. You immediately go into a negative space and place. And Source wants that to stop with you today, right now. You're going to always be bombarded. You're going to always be programmed. You're going to always have some NLP. That's another video. That's a whole nother level there. You're going to constantly have things programmed and thrown at you and in your face to keep you startled, to keep you confused, to keep you full of anxiety, to have you frustrated, to derail you and get you unfocused. Open your bills, acknowledge when they're due, make plans to pay them, but stop looking at due dates and beginning to go into the mode of anxiety. At the end and the beginning of each day collective, no matter who you are, you can only do what you can do and surrender the rest. Doesn't matter what your belief system is, all are welcome on my channel. All are welcome, okay? All right? So that's for somebody. It's like you look at your mail or you receive an email, so and so is due, and you go into a panic. And I don't care if your bank account is empty, your wallet is empty. It doesn't mean, God will provide. It doesn't mean that it can't be done. Source wants you to get out of going into that anxiety, panic mode, and having panic attacks. I don't care what it is that is due. Look at it, acknowledge it, make plans to pay it, and actually pay it, and it's done. And surrender the rest, and it will be taken care of. You have to trust and know that there's always a higher power working for you on your behalf, even when things aren't going the way you want them to. Whether you're in the right or the wrong. And that's where that accountability is coming up at. You may be experiencing something that you want to be released from, or you want mercy from. And it can be anything. I'm picking up this housing energy very heavy, but it will not be this way forever. So while you're in this journey, while you're in this process, it's temporary. It's temporary. It's not forever. It's not permanent. Nothing is permanent. That's law. Spiritually speaking, nothing is permanent. So it doesn't matter how angry you are or frustrated, it's not permanent. So pick up your feelings, put them in your pocket, and save them. And breathe in and release. It's not permanent. It is not. And there's a desire, you want to know when and how, and that isn't how Source operate. That isn't how your ancestors operate. That isn't how they operate. They don't operate the way we operate. They don't count time like we count time. They're not sitting by a clock and a calendar and saying, okay, the collective is getting frustrated, let's shift things. No, 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 no. Collective, you can shift your own life. You can shift your own outcome. You can shift your own ability to manifest and acquire the life you desire by shifting your perception, by being mindful of your thoughts, taking accountability, and finding the lesson to be learned in all situations. The Ace of Cups is already here. Your overflow is already here. But we're all here to learn lessons. We will all experience things. We will all go through situations that are frustrating to us. And so this is part of your process. The next time you go through or endure a hardship or something that is peeing you off, this is part of the process, and you're going to come out, you're going to win. It's going to be okay. You need to tell yourself that. Look in the mirror. This is part of the process, but I'm going to be okay. I'm going to have a magnificent outcome, and I am grateful. This too will pass. Okay? With the Three of Swords, they want you to stop inflicting this pain on yourself because it's all an illusion. We're so hung up on what we think we know that it's hard to allow the unlearning to begin. It's hard to allow the unlearning to process itself. We're so hung up on, what we've been taught. But as you begin to learn thyself and step into your truth and of who you are and your purpose of being here, you will learn that what you thought you knew is far from the truth, and you will allow the process of the unlearning to occur in your life. This could be things that you were taught in your upbringing, things that are programmed onto you. A lot of things that you may believe are just not true or actual factual. And while we all, the truth is, I already know we all have our own opinions, but you can have your opinion, but the truth is the truth, and it will reveal a lie. And repetition and patterns, you know, um, it's a good idea to be observant and pay attention to patterns. I'm gonna try not to go deep, but I'm gonna tap into it. Collective, try to, it's a good idea to get in the habit of paying attention to patterns in life and with people. If you see someone doing something repetitiously and there's never a positive outcome, that should speak to your spirit. That should turn on a light bulb. That should hit the switch in you. There's really no need to debate when it comes to cultural beliefs, religious beliefs, political beliefs, what kind of food you like, what's the best water. There's no need to debate about anything. What what's a good thing to do is pay attention to patterns. And those who get what I'm saying. And when you find that the things people around you are doing and experiencing, and it's not getting them anywhere, you're watching a repetition of things happen consistently in your bloodline, in your lineage, as well as friends and associates outside of you, and it's getting them nowhere. I'm saying this to say, not for you to go and preach or Bible thump to anyone. You can learn through just simple observation and come into the knowing of learning thyself and knowing thyself, knowing the difference of what's real and what's fake. And when you get into these moments of feeling that you are without, or you're in lack, or you feel like you are suffering, you feel like you are suffering so greatly that it's a situation you can't turn from. That's a lie, and it's not the truth. The same energy that you use when you're inside of a cathedral, screaming and shouting, you can utilize that energy even in your home, even in your personal time. Whether you are at work, whether you're outside, whether in your car, doesn't matter. You may need to go into console and talk to spirit at any time in your life. Sometimes, collective, the one thing that you keep denying or you're running from may be the very thing that you need. Sometimes, collective, the one thing you're denying, you're running from, you're passing judgment on, may be the very thing that you need. I'm going to go to the next card because I was about to go 12 feet deep. The deep end of the pool? I was about to go deep, deep, deep. But I'm pretty sure some get what I'm saying. Pay attention. Learn through observation. Learn through observation. And sometimes it's just time to try something different. You should be able to go to your word. Doesn't matter what your belief system is. Once again, all are welcome on the channel. You should be able to go to your word and move this energy. Not immediately, but move this energy to where you're speaking and you feel a difference. Because things takes time and everything has a process. But you should be able to go to your word. You should be able to go in communication with your counsel, with source, and shift this feeling, because I'm picking up on someone who is in a very deep, dark space and place right now. And if you say, I've done that and it's not working, well, maybe you need to try something else. The next card we have here is the Magician. Perfect card. Maybe you need to tap into your magic. Maybe it's time for you to know your magic. Maybe it's time for you to go deeper. Maybe it's time for you to try something else. And most of the time, when we hear silence, when we feel that nothing is occurring, that's when the most is happening. That's because, spirit does not operate the way us humans operate. They don't regard time, a clock, or a calendar the way humans do. It is non-existent. It is non-existent. It's a whole nother video there. But it's time for you to tap in and know yourself. Know your magic. Know who you are. Learn who you are. Try something different. Try something different. How long have you been in this situation? Have you been patient? Is this something that you need to take accountability for? Only you know your story. No one can tell you. This is personal. This message is for a particular group, but this is a personal thing. This is between you and Source. Is this a situation where you have projected, wronged, or inflict some kind of negative energy onto someone and cause some kind of harm? Is this the repercussion of you just receiving some kind of karma? Is this just your moment to grow through what you have sent out? Is this your energy just simply returning to you? And you could be all in your head. You may be thinking someone is trying to manipulate energy and throw something at you, and they're not. This is just common law taking place. What you put out, return to you, and you're not liking it at this time. This could be your story or someone around you. This is the message. Is this really only you? No one can tell you this. This is personal. This is between you and Source. Is this something that you really just need to take accountability for? The Spirit is saying this too will pass. But right now, you have to be in this moment for whatever reason you are in it. Maybe there's just a lesson to be learned. Maybe you have not done anything wrong to anyone. Maybe it's just something for you to learn. Maybe they want to increase your patience. Maybe they want to increase your faith. Maybe it's time for you to believe more in Source, in your ancestors, in Spirit, in the Creator. Maybe they want you to tap into the Christ within. You looking up and Source is saying, I'm here. Omnipresent. I'm omnipotent. You looking up. I'm here. You looking up. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm here. I'm here. Everything is here already. I'm here. Everything is already here. There is nothing going on for you to panic about or be in fear about. Everything is where it needs to be according to actions that have been taken. For whatever reason. But we have to be honest with ourselves and just respect that. How do you think successful people become successful? How do you think, athletes become world renowned? I'm pretty sure those people had to go through a whole lot to get to where they are. I'm pretty sure it's not falling out of the sky. There are lessons to be learned. There is growth that is required, but you can only receive it from going through the process. You cannot expect life to be perfect all the time. Are you materialistic? Are you comparing yourself and measuring your life in your favor and your blessings and your opportunity over how much materialism you're able to maintain or obtain? Are you grateful? Are you thankful? Or are you just simply comparing your life leading you to complain and be ungrateful and not thankful. So therefore, you have to sit still right now until you get the lesson, until you understand it, and until you understand it. Right now, you have to just sit in it, sit still until the light switch come back on. Because right about now, worldwide, what I'm about to say applies to everybody. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how much many resources. I don't care what your gym shoes cost. I really don't care. Right now, folks ain't measuring who got the most material, who got the most expensive purse. Right now, people is not measuring who got the biggest house. Folks is trying to downsize. You know, this is going back to the drawing board and reorganizing and rethinking some ish. Trying to avoid using them cards. If I ain't got to use that credit card, I'm not using it. Trying to lighten the load, liquidate things, slim it down. As you move forward in life, the idea is to make things a little easier for you. As you move forward, slow as the turtle move, make it a little easier. Not to make it heavier. You see, turtle got two on his back. The whole idea isn't to make this path heavier. You want to make it light as possible so you can move, so you can live your life, so you can enjoy your life. You don't move forward and keep having birthdays and say, I'm going to add five more responsibilities. I'm going to add a couple more car notes and a couple more mortgages. Why not? And you know you're already depleted. You know who you are. You're already depleted emotionally, financially, spiritually. You're already drained and depleted. All that keeping up a facade and an image and do it for the gram and let them see me. I got a bottle. Let me take a picture of me. I got a bottle. Take a picture. You know that that energy is dissipating. People are doing it, but that energy is dissipating, meaning people are rethinking a lot of things. They are rethinking a lot of things. And this doesn't mean that, oh, it's the end of happiness. You can't enjoy the finer things in life. No, it's about shifting your perception to learn how to prioritize and also be grateful for what you have and learn what's important. Those things that you thought were cool just isn't cool anymore. I'm also picking up on someone, congratulations, who's working on stopping, certain vices that they partake in. Maybe they smoke or they drink or whatever habit you may have. Congratulations to you. I'm picking up on someone fighting that because they realize it just ain't in the budget. Whatever your habit is, congratulations. I'm picking up on that. You're fighting that. Keep fighting it. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. It's really easy. It's not hard. I don't care how long you've been doing it. It's not hard. You got it. Congratulations again. Because you realize it's just not important. It's not in the budget. It is not important. It's just not. You could have also, you know what? Let me sit down with a pen and paper and see how much money I'm actually spending on this. Let me see how much money I'm actually throwing out the window. Let me really sit down. And it may have shocked you. And it motivated you like, wait a minute, let me stop. Let me stop. Because this ain't benefiting me. This ain't helping my family. When I'm looking for that extra $20, $30, $40, this ain't helping nobody. When I need that extra can go so and so. You may have actually sat down and did some reflection and like wrote it out on paper. Like, I'm about to change this. Congratulations again. There's a lot of people, like I said, liquidating assets, slimming things down, making life simple. Making life simple. There's really no need to have 5, 6 homes that, you really don't need because you're only living in one home. You can only live in one home at a time. You can only drive one car at a time. Trust and believe having a lot of things collective, that is a responsibility. It's an obligation. Those things come with a contract. Insurance, payments, Maintenance. You have several homes, you got to pay for those homes whether you're there or not. I don't care if you go sleep in it once a year or maybe every 2 years. You have to pay for that. It's a maintenance, it's a responsibility, it's an upkeep. And then you move forward, you know, and you up in age, I'm just gonna say it, and then you're depleted, you feel drained. Oh, I gotta do something, I gotta do something. No, you don't. You just gotta go to the drawing board and let some of this ish go. You're only one person. You can only be in one place at one time. You know, and if you feel you're somebody who's got to have the new this, the new that, drive that car a couple of years and then switch up and get something else. But you don't need 20 of them at one time. Because trust me, there's going to be a point in your life where you're going to be looking like, whoa, I spent all that time chasing my tail and I really like to rest. I really like to rest. You don't want to move forward. And when it's time for you to take a break or travel the world or, you know, fulfill some goals that you have set, bucket list, whatever you want to call it, you can't fulfill it. You can't experience it because you created all these obligations, aka bills, contracts. And with repetition and momentum, you get into the habit of wanting to maintain an image, the upkeep. It don't matter what your tax bracket is. I don't care if you're a millionaire or a thousandaire watching this. Real talk, it's something to really think about. There are obligations. You know, if you got to switch up, do it that way. If you get bored quick, you know, go ahead and live here and then move when you get bored with looking at that environment. Be wise. Be wise. I don't know what I'm talking about. I do not know what I'm talking about. This card we have here is the Emperor. You are desiring to be back in authority of your life. You feel that you're not in authority. You are in authority. Just because you are experiencing life does not mean that you are not in authority, does not mean that you're not loved, does not mean that you're not blessed and highly favored. This is just a moment. This is just a page in a novel. You know what? No, it ain't a page. It's just a sentence on a page in a novel. How about that? This is just a moment. Take it with your chin up. And who cares what people are saying? That's for somebody. Who cares? Let them talk. Who cares? Who cares what people are saying? You better dance it out with the Four of Wands. Your time is coming. There's highs and lows. There are depths. There are valleys. There's peak moments in life. There's that's part of the learning. This is part of the learning. This is part of it. You know, celebrating, dancing. Ooh, I can't believe that happened. Celebrating, dancing. Ooh, I can't believe that happened. Celebrating, dancing. You're not exempt. You cannot expect yourself to be exempt from experiencing. And forget what people think. I'll say F them. I'm trying to watch my mouth. You got me up about to go off. Oh, wait. You got me about to go off up here. Get what them people talking about. Oh, what? Four of Pentacles. We just talked about that. Making wise decisions. If it's finances you're concerned about, making wise decisions. Forget keeping the image. Be smart. Be smart about it. It's only one of you. You can only be at one place at one time. And money is energy. So you're going to spread your energy out like that. And regret it later? Not smart. Not smart at all. Not smart at all. Mm-mm. You know, this person, you know, is out in nature and looking and trying to piece it all together, you know, concerned about finances, losing money, losing coins, back turned. Time to work on having control and making the right decisions that will benefit you in the long run. Not in the short run, in the long term, the long run. How many times when spring come around, you start throwing stuff in the garbage, even brand new things that you haven't worn or you haven't even used? Ooh wee. You will come out of this energy, but right now, Spirit is saying to hold tight, sit still, and trust that trouble does not last always. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is etched in stone. You are receiving clarity. You are receiving clear, clear directions and instructions on how to move forward. There is no confusion. You know who you are. You know what your story is personally. This reading may resonate differently for everyone because this is a general read. But if you are dealing with this situation or these circumstances, you know who you are. Trouble will not last always. You are still loved. Spirit is saying stop thinking you're not loved. You are still loved. There's a lot of people who go through things and they bounce right back. Okay? Call yourself spouting. You will bounce back right back. You will. It's going to be okay. And once again, who cares what they think? F them. Straight up. You're taking care of you. You are responsible for you. I mean, what someone else is thinking really just does not matter. And the same person or people who may be speaking about you or gossiping about you, collective, you never know what they are dealing with personally. And I'm pretty sure you could care less. But don't be fooled. They're dealing with situations themselves. As I just said, there's someone trying to keep up a facade, an image. And you may feel things aren't where you want them to be, but the same people that are speaking negatively about you, gossiping about you, they have their own Three of Swords going on. Everybody don't share everything, don't tell everything. You know, a person could have 10 mink coats, but go home and lie in the bed and cry every night. Okay? A person can have a big, beautiful home, but feel so empty on the inside. Happiness truly comes from within. And the main focus of this reading is for you to shift your perception in order to transmute that energy. That's what Ezekiel is saying. The angel of mercy. That's what Ezekiel is saying. Who holds the violet flame. One of the angels who holds the violet flame. Seeking forgiveness. Looking to recalibrate your balance and stability in your life. Searching for your oomph. Your why. The whole objective, no matter who you are, is not throwing in that towel, not giving up. And whatever you're working on, building, creating, desiring, not giving up. It's the idea of having the momentum of learning how to just not give up. There's a lot of things we've given up on. And it can be anything from trying a new hair color, a diet plan, a recipe, like seriously. You know, there may have been jobs or careers that you have started and maybe you resign like, you know what, I don't like it here no more. I'm going, you know, that kind of thing. Relationships, you have to give it a chance. You have to give things a chance. You don't have to be a fool. I'm not saying that. You don't have to be uncomfortable. But yeah, you have to give this situation you're in a chance to let it process itself. If this is your turn, to stand in it, stand in it. Take accountability. It is what it is. Spirit is saying it's better that way. You acknowledge it. And that's between you and the divine. They're not saying for you to, get on social media or call everybody. Look what I did. It didn't know. For you to connect with source. For you to go into counsel with your spirit team. And have that confession and have that communication. And acknowledge and take responsibility. And let it be known that you recognize that you made a mistake. Mistakes are part of life. Nobody is perfect and nobody has it all figured out. It may look that way. That's from the learned mindset, the learned behavior of the programming of judging people by what's on the outside and ignoring what's on the inside. That's from the programming of humans judging people from the exterior and not the interior, the external and not the internal. Folks are so focused on the outside, the casing, the the presentation, what it looks like to others. Nobody wants to go to that inside, see what's going on the inside of folks in their mental space and place. Are they spiritually balanced? Are they spiritually in tune? What are people like whenever what are you like when everything is stripped from you? That's character. That lets you know where you are. That lets you know what kind of character that you have. Who are you? Who are you when you feel? Excuse me, let me correct that. Who are you when you feel everything has been stripped from you? As I'm picking up, you're feeling that things have been stripped from you. Who are you in those moments? What is your character like? Are you able to take accountability? Are you able to accept what comes with it and not try to get even? That's for somebody. Ooh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That's the wrong energy. Not when we're seeking forgiveness. Not when we're seeking balance. We want to recalibrate our energy in our lives to bring fortune and favor. We want to turn our salt into sugar. We want to turn our pain into pleasure. Our raindrops into sunshine. And our sap into syrup. I keep going. That's the wrong energy. That get even Steven. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We don't want to plot, plan, or strategize against anyone. We have to be mindful. We have to be mindful of the energy we put out. I don't care how mad you are. You have to take accountability. And to want that forgiveness and to want to see change, you have to be willing to take that accountability. Not for all things, but what you need to take responsibility for. And once again, this is a personal, private thing. This is not even nothing to be embarrassed of because this is between you and Source. Not nobody else. Nobody can come tell you what you done nobody can tell you. They can have their opinion. They can assume. You can do this with your heckle. You can do this in this moment. After this video, whatever, you can do this. And talk to Source. Hey, and get it done. Yes, it happened. Yes, I was present. Yes, I did that. I was wrong. I choose to move forward and be forgiven. I hope I'm forgiven. I choose to move forward. I surrender. I know that this is what that is. I blame no one. I take full accountability. Nobody's perfect. And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. But this is somebody message, and it's coming through long and strong. You got it twisted. This isn't bad luck. This isn't anyone manipulating energy towards you. Nobody's doing nothing to you. This is natural law. Spiritually speaking, those who don't know, this is natural law taking place. But it's not going to be this way forever. Now, that's a key. And they like, it's not going to be this way forever. Do they know this is temporary? Like, you're really going to be okay. And I'm not saying that to butter up a reed. I bring it how it is because I feel like those who mess with me will be here and those who don't won't. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It would be impossible for everybody to be for me and me for everybody. It would be impossible. It wouldn't make sense. That's a learning spurt for me. That's a growth spurt for me. I accept the growth. So those who with me, they with me. Thank you for your support. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for receiving these messages for your highest good. The only intent on this channel is for you to be intrigued, to find a spark within yourself and pivot in your own direction. That is best for you in your highest good. Not for me, but for you in your own time. In your own time. You want to be free, and you will be. This is just a moment in time. This is just an experience. Let me put this up here. I lay my cards the way I want to. I don't distribute my messages the way other people do it. I'm under my own instructions between me and my spirit team. I'm different. Yes, I'm different. Pull up to the scene with my ceiling missing. Like straight up. Back this. You're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. It's only temporary. Look at it as initiation. Initiation to your truth. Okay? What else collective need to know? How can we be helpful to the collective? Before we close out this read, how can we be helpful? Helpful to the collective. Let's be helpful. What do they need to know? Didn't I tell you we are smaller worlds within a larger world? Look at that. We are here. Look how small that is. And look at all the other planets around it. Look at that. There's a lot going on. Everything does not evolve around one person. And when you feel that negative energy, woe, it's me, you got to talk to yourself. You got to tell that ego, not today, get out my way. No. I'm not going to believe that I'll always be in this situation forever. I'm not going to believe that I am not worthy of progress. I'm not going to believe that I am not loved. You got to tell it, get out my way. No. Okay. Back to the basics. This will be a good time for you to do some journaling. This will be a good time for you to do some meditation, some grounding work. This will be a good time as well for you to find a way to redirect your energy. Maybe not be so hyper-focused, collective, on what you are experiencing at this time. Maybe you are living with someone, and you're just not comfortable, okay? It could be different, or you're somewhere and you're looking for a place because you're just ready to go, whatever it is. They want you to find something that is fun. We understand that you have to take care of your business. You have to, search for work or a place to live or whatever's going on. Maybe you're okay. Congratulations, somebody's having a baby, or maybe you haven't found out you have a baby on the way. Congratulations. But whatever you're preparing your life for, or whatever situation you are in that is uncomfortable, they want you to find something that is pleasurable, something light and easy. You know, I'm always a child, something light and easy to redirect your energy. Like I said, whether it's painting, some people color. Yeah, grown people color. I color. Yeah, I got crayons. I got the erasable crayons. Yeah, I'm bragging about my crayons. Yeah. Whether it's coloring, painting, journaling, grounding yourself, meditation, um, reading a book, finding something fun to do, whether riding a bike, exercise. They want you to find something that you can do, or you just may be a person that has a garden, and you have a garden that you can go to. Go sit out in your garden, go out into nature. They want you to find something to do that is light and easy and fun to redirect your energy and not be so hyper focused. There is a way to take care of your business in life, no matter who you are, and still keep a balance, of work and play. So they're saying find something to do, or it could be going to the park. Maybe you like to go to the park. Maybe that's your thing. All right. Maybe you like to walk, whatever it is. But find something that is fun and that will lighten your heart and shift your perception from time to time. There's something about being hyper focused on the negative that there needs to be a balance. So have some fun. So have some fun. You do have a right to have fun. You have a right to have fun. This concludes the read. Later.